Welcome to Design Tips and Sips, your to-go show for everything interior design and a little something to sip on. In today's episode, we are diving into closet audit, how fashion and home design can inspire your health and wellness journey. So grab your favorite drink and let's get started. In today's episode, we have Amr Mandour. He's a fashion stylist, designer, and a wellness guru. He's originally from Cairo, Egypt, and he's been part of the entertainment and fashion industries from his early 20s. So thank you and welcome to the shows.
Thank you, Anna, for having me. Very
All
excited
right.
to be here today.
Absolutely. So Amr, tell me a little bit, how did you start in the fashion and design industry? Like what inspired your journey?
Yeah. Just being behind the scenes, inspired me to see how things are being put together, especially in a movie set, in a drama series set, in a television set. It's amazing how you put everything together behind the scenes and how it's put together finally to the viewer and the audience, and how it's actually really inspiring of how all these pieces can come together and make something incredibly inspiring and beautiful for our viewers.
So we skipped a little bit ahead. So tell us, what did you do? What you used to do in your 20s?
Yeah. So first of all, I was in school, and when I really felt that I belonged to that industry, like I wanted to do something that brings. I had a lot of energy that came through me, and I wanted to do it in a professional setting. So I started doing professional. Went to school to studying acting, and through that, I learned how to be an actor, how to perform in front of the camera, how to memorize scripts and be with professional filmmakers and actors and actresses. So that helped me actually understand how the industry works and how I can be fit myself into this and bring that amazing energy. So I've done a number of major films with high budgets, with major directors and producers in Egypt at that time, while I was also part of creating some networks, entertainment channels that brought amazing programs and programming to our audience across the MENA region. So I worked for Rotana Television, one of the well-known channels to have the largest library of movies since the late 1800s up to today. And Rotana has been an incredible, also owned partially by News Corp. So it was a huge investment. So I've seen that part of the industry at a high level, and being behind the scenes and in front of the camera as well brought me to be very inspired and continue to evolve and sharing that side. Then when it came to fashion, I just start to see how the stylists work in the film scene and how they can create a whole set based on certain periods of time. Like if we're talking about something in the 50s, how will you design that? What kind of outfits you want to prepare? What kinds of accessories, how it look like? So also looking at the design of the location, looking at what the actors and actresses are going to be dressing, that would incredible because the details are insane. You have to think about it. You have to prepare for it. And you have to think about things that you normally don't think about. So I was fascinated by all that. And then I start put myself together into this, and I start to actually want to be more into dressing people. So when I came to the United States, I start to build, a clientele that I will go to them, help them do a wardrobe edit, and help them get a dress in a very stylish way that reflects their lifestyle and habits.
So what do you think one of the biggest problems that your clientele has when it comes to their wardrobe and their closet?
Unorganized wardrobes. The problem with them, they're not willing to give away any of their garments. So they will have something, the grandma suit or grandfather or the graduation suit they had 40 years ago, and it's taking a space. So the problem is when they try to get something that they like to dress, it's impossible because it's all packed by stuff they really don't wear. So that's really, I will say 5 to 10% maybe their closet are being used. The rest either to be something that's really outdated, it doesn't fit them, it doesn't look good anymore, or they can access it, they can find it. Like it's amazing for me to see that. So my job is really go and sort this out. And my number one word, I say purge. what can we purge out of it? Because without that, you're not going to have an easy way to go through the closet. And then talking to you also about the other parts about building the wardrobe itself, the structure, the organization is a key part.
Right. And that's where we collaborate, right? Because if they can, we always talk about it, but if they can see what they have in the closet, it doesn't matter. You can create beautiful wardrobes for them, outfits. And if it's all wrinkled at the end of the day, because it is all mushed in there, they can't get to their tie, they can't get to their scarf, they can't get to their accessories. They start buying way too more stuff from what was before, but at the same time, they're also, it may be good that like they're buying more stuff, but like we want to make sure that they're not buying more than it's necessary, right? You want to be efficient with your wardrobe, which also bring me to the question. Talk to me a little bit more about your thoughts about fast fashion versus slow fashion versus fashion that is specifically tailored for you. Not, I don't want to call it garbage because we all wear it at some point, but the stuff that is not specifically tailored, it's just very, very cheap stuff that comes from overseas and also clogging our closets instead of having something very tailor-made by you.
Great question, Anna. And I want to talk about something first related to our environment, sustainability. And this is a big part of my passion in helping. When I help my clients, I want to educate them this part because we are responsible for this environment somehow. And in the fast forward fashion industry, it's a massive production that's being made to a level that affects our oceans, the water we drink, everything about us. And we're really not using it or not utilizing it. It goes to the landfill, it goes to the ocean, it goes everywhere, and we're not utilizing. So then that's the number one thing that I would like to speak of to taking care of our environment. The second thing, most of what you see out of the stores, the materials are poor. Unfortunately, they're very poor because they have to produce a lot. They can afford to produce 1,000 pieces at a very high level fabric. So there's a compromise on the fabric. The craftsmanship itself is at the lower end too. So you can have a garment that just doesn't look the same in the other sizes, or the sizes are not the same, or the stitching even looks really poorly put together. So there is a lot of parts. Then it comes to how you put it on your body, and it just doesn't fit. Everybody has a unique structure. You could be a model, but you still need some customized fit to you. And once you put that on your body, you're not going to want to go back to the normal off-the-rack kind of garment. It's because it's also very hard to find. So I tell my client, I'm coming here to educate you on that side so you understand what are your options. And if you're ever going to go off the rack, there is a potential that you're going to do some alterations. They're going to be costly. And at the end, that garment may not fit you the way you wanted to have it on your body. So that's the other downside of this. And fast fashion is big, and it's a problem for our environment again, and it's a problem for our consumers because they're not getting exactly what they want.
And I love it because we have so much correlation between, fashion and home design, because the same thing is with our client, right? Because they can go to the big box store, buy the cheap stuff that they're going to have to replace in 5 years. It doesn't fit perfectly into their space. So now they're trying to do all kind of weird modification to make it, versus working with a designer where we bring that specific custom tailored solution to their homes and their spaces, because their kitchen is going to be perfect because it's made for them. It's not something that they found online or whatever store. They're not copying it from anyone. And that's the cool part also I love about your garment is there is no one like that ever in the world, right? Like when you create the garment, you sit with the client and you select everything from the fabric to the buttons, everything. So it's a unique piece that only they're going to have, right? And you never reproduce the same thing again and again. And the same thing as we're doing with our clients is that we are creating really that custom approach, that we really create that specific space for you, for your family, for what works for your style, for your size, right? Whether you live in a small house, big size, you have a big body, small body, we are there, you and I are there to just make it look fabulous for them. And that's why that bespoke approach is so important. Also, it helps remove a lot of junk from the landfill because it's going to last you for so long, right? Versus
Absolutely.
just having it, replace it every season. And that's also what happened a lot with the fast fashion, right? Because it lasts for one season, it's great. And then after a couple of laundries or whatever, it just looks like crap. And now you have to go and replace it versus using high-end custom fabrics. You're going to use it for
That's true.
years to come.
We both create a tremendous value. And I think the value is what we need to look at as consumers. What's the value? If you're just looking at a sale at just the cheap stuff, at I want to find the cheapest thing, that's not a good value. You can buy a lot of cheap stuff, but you don't use them. You end up donating them. You're not really utilizing them. You could be having a kitchen, but you're not really optimizing it. So I would say the word value is what we need our consumers to look for because it makes more sense. Yeah, you can look at the pricing and the cost and all that, but make sure also it fits with your needs. You're not just buying stuff. You're buying stuff that really makes sense. And I think going to the experts in each of these fields are important because they will help you get to where you want it to be, and then focusing on your business and other sides that make you successful.
Right, absolutely. So tell me, maybe give me a couple of tips of what is the best way to, I guess, organize your closet.
Absolutely. I think you got to look at your closet from my what I tell my clients, look at it seasonally. Seasonally is very important because also you want to give break to some of your garments to be refreshed, to give them a break, and then also have yourself feeling differently during these seasons. So I will say the first thing you need to do is definitely do the purge process in your closet, then organize it for seasons. Look at the seasons, look at where you're going and heading towards the seasons. Have your layer up items, whether it's a rainy day, whether it's gonna be a little warmer, you're gonna go on a trip. Organization of this in some color coding that makes sense to you, and we want to make this simplified, not overcomplicated. That helps you setting up yourself for getting ready to go out every time in the best way possible. We don't want to take chances of you leaving the house and you're not really feeling your best, because that's going to affect your confidence. That's going to affect how you're being perceived outside, and we don't want that. That's the last thing we want to do. We want to have you ready. Put your wardrobe in a way that set up that. So I would say seasonal is number one, purging, of course, and then set up the colors of that, whether a male or a female. If you have dress shirts, organize them. You have knits or t-shirts, you put them all together, and then find the jackets. So if we talk about sport coats, for example, we have the linen mix, the linens for spring and summer. Have that ready. Brighter colors, like we were talking about yesterday, the indigo blues, all the neutrals, all these colors ready for to go. And there are shades that works better for certain seasons. So I would say focusing on that. So really getting the wardrobe easy. You may have also like 2-level house or 3. You can have a storage closet, and you can have the closet that you use for the daily. So make sure you're utilizing both, move things around, shuffle things around to make sure you have them in the order where you usually dress them.
Yeah. And that is super important. And that's why also building the closet from the beginning to make sure that you can organize things. So a lot of times we like to go vertical. So we do double hangs. So maybe the bottom can be the shirt, the top can be the jacket. So you can utilize one small space of closet, but double it up, and then have the little valet rods where you can prepare yourself even the day before, right? Sure. You can already make sure you have the jacket, you have the dress, you're just hanging it on the little valet rod that is waiting for you. So when you get up in the morning, you know that what you're going to wear, you're ready to go, your mindset is already set. And again, walking into a closet that is organized and you can see everything is, for me, it's one of these things with when you wake up in the morning, like the two first things that you walk into is your bathroom, right? And your closet.
Absolutely.
So if you're walking and the first thing you see is mess, right? You have laundry all over the place. You have stuff all over the place. And I'm like, how can you start your mind and your day where you're already feeling just like a mess? A lot of time we also, if we have space, we incorporate the laundry hampers inside the closet, which is great because then if you're coming in the evening, you're getting it has a space for it. You go straight in that instead of going to the floor, right? So there's a lot of tricks that we can do when we're rebuilding your closet to make sure that when you walk in the evening and the morning, you have clear and organized mind that you can actually enjoy your day. And that also brings me to the fact that you are a big health and wellness advocate. So again, having that clear mind, having that even meditative moment in your closet when you walk in and you know, that impact your health and wellness and your lifestyle, right?
Absolutely.
So, and you always say like, yeah, we can make the beautiful clothes, but there's a big component that I guess it also helps you with your self-esteem, right? So tell me about that kind of play between them.
So I think people are always waiting for the moment. I'm gonna lose whatever amount of pounds or whatever kind of weight, or I want to do this surgery, or I want to do whatever. But it's endless and it's very subjective. And I think we gotta, every day in life is matters. So I think you get your best. There's no time, don't wait. My advice, I always say, get dressed well, feel good. Because once you get that, then you start the process of you want to do more. So then you work on the weight, then you work on the look, then you work on the skin, then you work on your hair, then you work on all the other things. So I will say, put yourself in the first step. Get into what you can accomplish today, not tomorrow. Today, what can I do today? Yeah, dress well, feel good about yourself, the way you feel comfortable to. Don't wear the clothes that you're not feeling comfortable with. So comfort is key. And feeling good is important. Then once you achieve that, then you're going to start to see yourself. It's like waking up in the morning, right? You're starting simple things. You're doing the simple steps until you actually get more to bigger things happening. So I will say that's my biggest push, because I see people, I'll come back next year. And next year never comes. Well, we can start now. And then hopefully next year we'll be in a different place. But you feel good about yourself. That's a key. And what you're doing, Anna, is incredible, because you're helping people really transforming how they feel about their living space. Like yesterday, I was talking to you about the kitchen. How much time we spend in the kitchen, how much time we spend in the closet, how much time we spend in all these places in our houses are so vital for our mental health, for our success, for where we can achieve great things. So start now, don't wait.
Right. And you can always, especially if you're working with a designer like you can always fix it, right? We talked about, I'm totally to blame. Like, how many times did we talked about, and I'm like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm losing weight. I'm changing. And you're like, don't worry. We'll fix it, right?
Yes.
And that's the cool part of also working with you, because if you do have that changes, you have the opportunity to come and do that custom changes as needed. So as you say, don't wait. And
it's a process. It's a process.
It is.
It's a process. And I think everybody needs to understand everything is a process. It takes its time. But we got to start somewhere. We got to start. Mm-hmm.
And the one thing my grandmother always used to say, my grandma survived the Holocaust, and she's like, from all the people in the world, she always says, wear it and tear it. Enjoy it. Like, she was like, how always everybody's like, oh, don't use the fine china. Wear the dress once a year. She was the opposite, because she went through so much. She was like, no, wear it, tear it. Get the holes in the jeans, just enjoy the fine china, because we don't know how long life is. And if we're waiting and waiting and waiting and not making these changes and not enjoying the beautiful stuff in life is too short. We can just go down the street and that's going to be the end of it, right?
Yeah. I think enjoying it, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and a question for you, when you're building these wardrobes, closets, and how do you handle spouses? Like, do you like a couple? Like, for example, do one have a side, the other take the other side? You mix it. How do you, in the creation of this closet? How do you handle this between couples?
It really depends on the couple. Mm-hmm. So some of them don't mind sharing space, but we still try to give them, maybe one side of closet is his space. So then, especially if the space is small, and if for some reason you are getting dressed there at the same time, then at least you can stand on one side, your spouse can stay on the other side. If there's only one set of drawers, I try to maybe do three together and three together or two together. So this way you remember where your drawers are and which one are yours so you can use it together. Funny is that we actually just did a big project that we're going to have the reveal very soon is she's using most of the closet. He doesn't have a lot of clothes just because, especially with men, I think it's a little bit harder now. And I think with everybody, I think after COVID, we don't really have that much fancy clothes anymore, right? Like we used to wear suits and jackets and be very, very dressed. A lot of people working from home. So I think also a lot of men downsize their wardrobe as far as jacket and ties because they don't really need to wear that anymore. So we actually build a whole wardrobe in the bedroom just for him. So he has a totally separate closet for himself.
Nice.
And she has the main closet for herself, and she has jewelry spot, she has all her shoes, she has all her dresses. So we're trying to utilize our spaces around the house if all possible, if there's no room for the two of them. But we do our best to work with the spaces if we can knock down walls or, rebuild. A lot of time we also work with empty nesters. So now there's a lot of empty rooms in the house. So maybe we'll go and build the Carrie Bradshaw closet in one of the kids' bedroom, with all the fancy chandelier and beautiful, beautiful countertops. And that becomes her closet and he takes over the small closet. But I have a lot of clients that are also, they're men, but they're very, I would say they call it metro, and they have bigger wardrobe than the ladies. So it really just depends on the couple and how they are together. So that brings me to the question of the day to you guys. So how messy is your closet, and do you need help with your closet? So drop a comment and tell us. Level 0 to pristine to 10 is how dressy and how messy it is. So, all right, Amr, we are actually taking this show on the road. I am really, really excited to come live to our audience in Reston in the DC metro area. Amr and I collaborate to create amazing fashion
event.
Yes. For you. It will be at our studio at AKG Design Studio on May 16. All the ticket link and everything in the show note. And we are going to be talking about fashion audit. We actually going to have Chef Nico coming to teach you how to create a little quick bites if you are hosting in your kitchen. Amr is going to be talking about design. We're going to be talking about fashion and interior design, especially about your closet. We are also have some VIP tickets. There's not a lot of those left. But we're going to have, for the VIPs, we have a quick consultation with Amr. We're going to have headshots and all kind of cool extra for your VIP. So make sure you sign up. Amr, what do you have to say about our show? I'm excited.
This is going to be a great opportunity for everyone to get to tap into this world of design, whether it's the wardrobe, it's the closet itself, and the experience of having nice gourmet food as well. Thank you.
So if you really enjoyed everything that we had to say and actually want to ask some more questions and get to know us in person, that is absolutely the event for you. And Amr, if somebody wants to reach out to you, what is your Instagram? Like, what's the best way to connect and follow you on social?
Yeah, please follow me. We are dcconciergestyle.com, dcstyleconcierge.com. This is where you can reach out and get more information, and I'm happy to assist you. I go to my clients, and you're welcome also to come to our studio. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Anna.
If you enjoyed this episode of Design Tips and Sips and want more design inspiration coming your way, make sure to hit the subscribe button right now below. And don't forget to tap the little bell icon so you never miss a new tip, trend, or tasty sips. Let's keep creating beautiful space together. All right, so we are at the sips part of our show, and Amr is all about healthy lifestyle. So we're actually going to do a mocktail today.
That's awesome.
We are going to do a mango mule. So instead of alcohol, we're going to use some soda. You can also use ginger beer. So Amr, you going to help me? All right.
Absolutely, and I'm very excited about that drink.
Yes, absolutely. So we start very simple with a couple of slices of cucumber in there. If you can mash it for me, please.
Absolutely.
And then we also gonna add about 1.5 ounces of simple syrup. We're trying to keep it healthy, so not too much sugar.
Yeah, less sugar is always better.
There we go. All right, let's add some simple syrup just to sweeten it just a little bit. There you go. Give it another bash.
Absolutely.
All right.
Looking delicious. Yay.
Yes, right? Okay, so now we are going to add, as we prepare ahead of time, lime juice.
So,
We're gonna add that. And then now we're going to be adding mango puree. So you can use frozen mango and just take it through your food processor. We used fresh ones, so whatever we're now gonna use, we're gonna use later in our smoothies. And instead of alcohol, we are actually going to use some soda stream. If you do wanna make it a little bit sweeter or a little bit more of a
sweeter.
more mule tasting, you can actually use ginger beer, of course, non-alcoholic. And it doesn't work. Oh, there we
This is awesome. Yes.
go. We did it. All right. So we're just gonna add about a cup or so of that.
Very
There you
nice.
go. And we're just going to shake it.
I
Yeah,
love
I don't know
shaking
about
it.
shaking it with the soda. Probably should have shaken it without the soda. And my favorite, so my refrigerator, I have a signature sweet fridge, and it actually makes ice balls. So we're just gonna put one on each. This is my husband's favorite feature of the refrigerator. And there you go. If you want to pour that for us, please.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you, Anna. Looking amazing and delicious. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah, we're gonna garnish it with a little bit of mint.
How much mango did you add to the?
So it's about 1/2 cup of mango. They're coming out.
Yep, it is.
All right.
It's looking amazing. Yay.
We can add some more soda to
Yeah.
that.
This is really delicious. Wait.
There we go.
I like the lime you're adding.
And we can,
Yeah.
there you go. And you have a fresh,
Gorgeous. Yeah.
amazing drink that you can drink all year round and every time of the day. So
Amazing.
cheers, Amr.
This is
All
amazing.
right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Recipe in the show notes, so make sure to check it out and let us know what you think.